The media have never once pointed out the fact that Toyota has undercut BYD and Tesla now for, the last 2 years.
In a move that has sent shockwaves through the auto industry, Toyota has just revealed their new $13,000 EV and destroyed the Tesla Model Y by upending long-held assumptions about EV affordability and igniting what could be a fierce global price war. This unexpected pivot by a legacy automaker, known for its caution rather than disruption, is forcing rivals to urgently rethink their strategies, as the once unquestioned link between electric vehicles and high price tags is now being dismantled before our eyes. This is one story you can't afford to miss. Let's get started. The game-changing strategy behind Toyota's new EV. For years, the electric vehicle market was dominated by Tesla, Ford, and Volkswagen, whose pricing strategies set the tone for the entire industry. EVs were often viewed as a luxury, with high production and battery costs making them financially inaccessible for most consumers. The notion that electric cars were inherently expensive seemed unquestionable. A Tesla Model 3, for instance, starts at around $39,090, while Volkswagen's ID.4 is priced at $41,090. Even mass-market options like the Chevy Bolt, which came in at $26,005, were seen as costly relative to their gasoline counterparts. However, in a groundbreaking move, Toyota is positioning itself to radically shift this paradigm by unveiling the bZ3X at just $13,000 in China, a figure that has sent shockwaves through the industry. But how is this even possible? And what is Toyota aiming to achieve with this pricing strategy? The traditional formula for EV pricing was tied to the expensive production processes involved in building the necessary components, particularly batteries. For instance, lithium-ion batteries, the cornerstone of every electric vehicle, are notorious for their high manufacturing costs. The price of a lithium-ion battery pack averages around $137 per kilowatt-hour, a significant expense in the production of EVs. Coupled with the high cost of research and development for electric drivetrains, materials, and the requisite infrastructure to support EVs, it made the cost of manufacturing an electric vehicle far higher than that of a traditional gas-powered car. This financial burden was passed on to the consumer, keeping EVs in the luxury realm. But Toyota's move to cut the price of its new electric car by more than half could be a game-changer, forcing competitors to reconsider their strategies. A key factor in Toyota's ability to drastically reduce costs lies in its strategic partnership with the Guangzhou Automobile Group, or GAC. This partnership is a carefully designed move to access GAC's expertise in efficient mass production. GAC, one of China's leading automobile manufacturers, has spent years perfecting its ability to produce high-quality vehicles at scale while keeping costs low. This makes it the ideal partner for Toyota, which is looking to challenge the industry's pricing structure without sacrificing quality or performance. GAC's manufacturing model is built on economies of scale and lean production techniques, which Toyota has successfully integrated into its own operations. This strategic optimization allowed Toyota to avoid the exorbitant upfront costs typically associated with setting up entirely new production facilities and processes. While competitors like Ford have been quick to embrace electric mobility, Toyota has taken a more cautious stance, focusing heavily on hybrid technology through its Prius line and other models. However, with the increasing global demand for electric vehicles, particularly in China, Toyota's decision to partner with GAC was driven by a recognition that the company could no longer afford to remain on the sidelines. Even as early as 2020, China was the world's largest EV market, with over 1.3 million EVs sold in the country that year alone. Toyota simply couldn't miss out. The implications of the Toyota bZ3X are far-reaching. Historically, EVs have been viewed as expensive alternatives to gas-powered cars, with price tags often well above $30,000. The arrival of the Toyota BZ3X at $13,000 challenges this assumption, potentially altering the entire landscape of the automotive industry. If Toyota can produce electric vehicles at such low prices, other automakers may be forced to follow suit to stay competitive. This could trigger a price war in the EV market and also make electric vehicles more accessible to the mass market. But how do they do this? Toyota's approach to EV production focuses on optimizing existing platforms and technologies, rather than completely reinventing them. This includes using efficient, low-cost materials and leveraging advancements in battery technology that have reduced the overall cost of electric drivetrains. Toyota has long been known for its mastery of manufacturing efficiency through its Toyota Production System, or TPS, a set of principles focused on eliminating waste and improving efficiency at every stage of production. This strategy also addresses one of the key concerns consumers have about electric vehicles: range anxiety. While the Toyota BZ3X is priced lower than many competitors, Toyota has ensured that it still offers competitive range and performance for its price point. The vehicle's battery pack, while smaller than those in more expensive models, is still sufficient to provide an adequate driving range for most consumers. The focus on affordability does not mean sacrificing the key benefits of electric mobility, such as zero emissions and low maintenance costs, which are likely to appeal to budget-conscious consumers who are also concerned about the environment. Battery innovation, a key cost-cutting factor. One of the most significant factors behind Toyota's ability to drastically reduce the cost of its electric vehicles is its bold shift from traditional lithium-ion batteries to lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, batteries. This move is a game-changer in the electric vehicle market, as it addresses one of the biggest challenges faced by automakers: the high cost of batteries. Traditionally, lithium-ion batteries have been the standard in EVs, but they come with their own set of limitations, including high production costs, longer charging times, and sustainability concerns. Toyota's decision to adopt LFP batteries not only lowers costs, but also improves the performance and sustainability of its vehicles. Lithium-ion batteries, which have been the cornerstone of the EV market for over a decade, are composed of lithium, cobalt, and nickel, all of which are costly and sometimes challenging to source sustainably. Additionally, the high cost of lithium-ion batteries has been a major contributor to the steep prices of electric vehicles, making them less accessible to the average consumer. The cost of lithium-ion batteries averages about $137 per kilowatt-hour, and this accounts for a large portion of the overall cost of an EV. This is where Toyota's shift to lithium iron phosphate batteries becomes particularly impactful. LFP batteries, as the name suggests, replace the traditional cobalt and nickel-based cathodes with iron and phosphate. The result is a much cheaper and more sustainable alternative. Iron and phosphate are more abundant and less expensive than the cobalt and nickel used in lithium-ion batteries. The cost of LFP batteries is about 20 to 30% lower than that of conventional lithium-ion batteries, a difference that can have a profound impact on the final price of the vehicle. By using LFP batteries in its EVs, Toyota can offer vehicles at a fraction of the cost of traditional EVs. The cost savings are not just limited to raw materials. LFP batteries also offer significant advantages in terms of manufacturing and operational efficiency. One of the primary benefits of LFP batteries is that they are more stable than their lithium-ion counterparts. This stability reduces the complexity of the manufacturing process, leading to fewer quality control issues and a reduction in the cost of production. Moreover, LFP batteries are less prone to overheating or catching fire, a common concern with lithium-ion technology. This safety advantage not only reduces the risk of costly recalls, but also adds a layer of reliability that is crucial for both manufacturers and consumers. LFP technology also offers a longer lifespan compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries. While lithium-ion batteries typically degrade over time, leading to a reduction in driving range and overall efficiency, LFP batteries are known for their greater longevity. Studies have shown that LFP batteries can last up to 10 to 15 years, far outlasting the typical lifespan of a lithium-ion battery, which tends to degrade in around 8 to 10 years. Another key benefit of LFP batteries is their faster charging times. Traditional lithium-ion batteries often take longer to charge due to the chemical processes involved in recharging the battery cells. LFP batteries, on the other hand, have a higher tolerance for faster charging rates, meaning they can be recharged in a fraction of the time. This is a crucial advantage in the world of electric vehicles, where consumers are often deterred by the lengthy charging times associated with EVs. Sustainability is another area where LFP batteries excel. As environmental concerns continue to rise, the automotive industry is under increasing pressure to reduce its carbon footprint. LFP batteries are much more environmentally friendly than their lithium-ion counterparts. For one, they do not require the mining of rare and environmentally harmful materials like cobalt and nickel. Instead, the raw materials for LFP batteries are abundant and less harmful to extract. Furthermore, LFP batteries are fully recyclable. But wait, there's more to it than this. How is Toyota leveraging its global production advantage? In the EV arena, Toyota's ability to offer an electric vehicle at an unprecedented price point is not simply a result of cutting-edge battery technology or innovative designs. It is also a direct consequence of its unparalleled global manufacturing experience and supply chain efficiencies. With decades of expertise in mass production, Toyota has developed one of the most efficient and cost-effective manufacturing systems in the world. The company's vast experience in producing millions of vehicles annually has allowed it to perfect processes that many new electric vehicle startups are still trying to figure out. While many newer entrants into the EV market struggle with scaling production or optimizing supply chains, Toyota's established infrastructure gives it a decisive edge in driving down costs while maintaining quality. Unlike startups that are often forced to rely on third-party suppliers or outsourced manufacturing, Toyota has developed a mature supply chain network that spans the globe. This network allows the company to access economies of scale that smaller competitors simply cannot. Toyota's ability to source components in bulk, negotiate with suppliers for better rates, and manage logistics on a global scale ensures that its EVs are produced at the lowest possible cost, all while maintaining high standards of quality and reliability. As a result, Toyota can offer an electric vehicle that delivers the same or better performance than many of its competitors, but at a significantly lower price point. For example, Toyota's EV production strategy leverages the same efficiency principles that made the company a leader in the internal combustion engine vehicle market. Through its renowned Toyota production system, the company eliminates waste at every stage of the manufacturing process from procurement to assembly. This system emphasizes continuous improvement, or Kaizen, just-in-time production, and standardized work processes, practices that minimize inefficiencies and lower costs. In the case of Toyota's new electric vehicle, the company has applied these same principles, ensuring that every aspect of production, from battery assembly to final vehicle testing, is optimized for cost savings. This global production advantage has allowed Toyota to break the traditional mold of expensive EVs, offering a vehicle that is both high quality and remarkably affordable. To understand the magnitude of Toyota's challenge to Tesla, it's important to look at the pricing structure of the two companies. The Tesla Model Y, a compact electric SUV that has become a mainstay in the EV market, starts at around $49,990. This price point is considered premium compared to the Toyota bZ4X, which is set to retail for just $13,000 in China. This $36,000 price difference is substantial, especially in a market where consumers are increasingly looking for affordable electric vehicle options. Toyota's ability to deliver an EV at such a low price forces consumers to reconsider their expectations for what an electric vehicle should cost. In essence, Toyota has set a new bar for affordability. Tesla now faces a critical dilemma. Should it lower its prices to compete with Toyota, or should it maintain its premium pricing and risk losing market share? If Tesla decides to lower its prices, it risks reducing its profit margins, which have been crucial to funding its aggressive expansion plans and innovation in autonomous driving, battery technology, and energy solutions. Lowering prices could also affect the perceived value of the brand, which has built a reputation for being a high-end luxury electric vehicle manufacturer. On the other hand, if Tesla chooses to maintain its current pricing structure, it runs the risk of losing customers to Toyota's more affordable alternative, especially as consumers become more price-sensitive in a competitive EV market. Moreover, Toyota's global production capabilities give it a massive advantage in terms of scaling. While Tesla has made strides in ramping up production with its gigafactories in the United States, China, and Europe, it still faces challenges in meeting the high demand for its vehicles at competitive prices. Toyota, with its established manufacturing footprint and vast supplier network, can leverage economies of scale in ways that Tesla simply cannot match. But wait, there's more to it than this. An ever-changing market and Toyota's vision for the future. The Toyota bZ3X is not a basic, stripped-down model designed to undercut competitors. It is a well-equipped, practical car that offers all the features that many consumers expect from more expensive electric vehicles. With a sleek 14-inch touchscreen display, premium materials used throughout the interior, and a host of high-end features, the bZ3X competes directly with models that are several times its price. Despite the significantly lower cost, it offers a range of 300 miles on a single charge, an impressive feat that puts it on par with much costlier electric models from established players like Tesla and Ford. The inclusion of fast charging capabilities further strengthens the vehicle's appeal, ensuring that users don't face the long charging times that have historically been a drawback for electric cars. The bZ3X offers full SUV utility, which makes it versatile for a broad range of drivers. What makes Toyota's strategy even more compelling is that the company is intentionally selling the vehicle at a loss. This approach mirrors the early strategies of other industry disruptors, such as Amazon in its e-commerce beginnings and Tesla when it first entered the EV market. These companies made substantial investments in their future growth by sacrificing short-term profitability in favor of building long-term market dominance and customer loyalty. Toyota is doing the same with its new electric vehicle. By selling the car at a loss, Toyota is essentially betting on gaining a massive market share in the long run. The strategy is designed to build a loyal customer base and create future revenue streams from both direct sales and services, such as vehicle maintenance, charging infrastructure, and eventually software updates or subscription services. This long-term vision is not just about competing in the EV market today, but about becoming a dominant player in the electric future. The implications of Toyota's move are already reverberating throughout the EV industry. Competitors now find themselves in a position where they must reassess their entire approach to pricing, production, and supply chains. For many established automakers, the entry of a major player like Toyota with an affordable, feature-rich EV forces them to rethink the premium pricing that has characterized the EV market to date. Automakers such as Tesla, Volkswagen, Ford, and others will likely face pressure to lower their prices or enhance the value of their offerings to justify their higher costs. This market shift could accelerate the adoption of EVs, making them accessible to a far broader range of consumers. As Toyota continues to refine its EV strategy, the company may also extend its competitive edge by leveraging its deep experience in hybrid technology. With millions of hybrid vehicles already on the road, Toyota has established a strong foothold in the green vehicle sector, and its expertise in combining internal combustion engines with electric powertrains may offer it unique opportunities to innovate further within the fully electric space. Toyota's deep commitment to reducing the environmental impact of its vehicles could also lead to the development of new technologies, such as more efficient battery systems or even hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, that will further diversify its EV portfolio. So, what's the end game here? Toyota's vision for the future is rooted in achieving carbon neutrality through a comprehensive electrification strategy that spans hybrid electric vehicles or HEVs, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles or PHEVs, battery electric vehicles or BVs, and fuel cell electric vehicles or FCEVs. This approach is framed within their Beyond Zero initiative, which aims not only to reduce environmental impact but also to contribute positively to society. Toyota's goal is not merely to join the EV revolution, but to lead it by scaling accessibility, affordability, and innovation across all markets. By 2030, Toyota plans to launch 30 BEV models under both the Toyota and Lexus brands, targeting a wide spectrum of vehicle segments, from compact sedans to SUVs and commercial trucks. Their sales target is ambitious: 3.5 million BEVs annually on a global scale by the end of the decade. To support this, the company has committed nearly $70 billion in total electrification investments, with half, around $35 billion, specifically allocated to battery electric vehicles. These figures reflect Toyota's resolve to be more than a transitional player. They are setting the stage for long-term dominance in the EV market. The rollout of the Toyota bZ3X, which is a compact electric SUV, marks a pivotal step in this broader vision. Offering a range of up to 610 kilometers, which is around 379 miles, on a single charge, the bZ3X demonstrates Toyota's ability to blend affordability with practicality, making high-quality EVs accessible to a much wider consumer base. In terms of infrastructure, Toyota is also investing heavily in production capabilities. The company is building a $14 billion battery manufacturing facility in North Carolina, expected to create 5,000 new jobs. Additionally, Toyota is partnering with the Shanghai government to build a dedicated EV plant in the Jinshan district, with an annual output goal of 100,000 vehicles starting in 2027. These strategic investments aim to localize production, reduce logistical costs, and shield operations from tariff volatility and geopolitical risk. Toyota's competitive edge lies in its diversified offerings, global production network, and deep-rooted manufacturing expertise. By localizing manufacturing and advancing battery technology, Toyota positions itself to not only compete, but to lead in the future EV marketplace. As competitors struggle to balance cost, range, and infrastructure, Toyota is laying the foundation for a new automotive era. This transition is actually being catalyzed by Toyota's top competitor in the EV arena. Yes, Tesla, of all players, is going to help Toyota get to the top. The Tesla takedown movement and Toyota's opportunity. Tesla's meteoric rise as a trailblazer in the electric vehicle industry is now shadowed by a cascade of political controversies and public discontent, much of which centers around CEO Elon Musk's increasingly polarizing persona. The unraveling of Tesla's once pristine brand began with Musk's open alignment with Donald Trump's economic policies, an alliance that blindsided the company's core demographic of progressive, environmentally conscious consumers. Tesla's success was largely bolstered by its resonance with left-leaning buyers, particularly in states like California and New York, who viewed the company as a symbol of sustainable innovation and anti-establishment values. But Musk's decision to support Trump's agenda created a jarring ideological rift. What seemed at first like a pragmatic political maneuver quickly turned into a public relations disaster, as many Tesla loyalists perceived this move as a betrayal of the principles they thought the brand embodied. This tension escalated when Musk donated to Trump's re-election campaign. Disillusionment swelled after Trump's re-election when Musk assumed leadership of a newly created government entity, the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Doge launched aggressive initiatives aimed at privatizing the US Postal Service and restructuring the Department of Defense, both of which resulted in sweeping layoffs and fueled public outrage. Further, the agency's efforts to dismantle institutions like USAID and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau raised alarms about the erosion of regulatory and humanitarian oversight. What made Doge particularly controversial was Musk's continued involvement in his private ventures, while simultaneously directing a federal agency. Critics raised serious concerns about conflicts of interest, especially as Tesla and SpaceX both held federal contracts and were subject to government regulation. These concerns were not unfounded. Under Doge's budget restructuring, several departments that had previously scrutinized Musk's companies saw severe cuts, leading many to believe this was a retaliatory move aimed at dodging oversight. Transparency issues mounted when it was revealed that Doge had submitted inaccurate budgetary data and concealed financial reporting errors, echoing past scandals at Tesla involving manipulated safety statistics. Economists warned that the agency's fiscal tightening could disrupt the integrity of vital national data, undermining the federal government's ability to conduct accurate economic analysis and public research. Legal troubles soon followed. A federal judge found that Musk's dual role likely violated the Appointments Clause of the Constitution, a conclusion that spurred lawsuits from a coalition of states. These suits claimed that Doge had no legal right to access sensitive Department of Treasury systems. The situation escalated to the point where an emergency court order was issued to block such access, creating a constitutional showdown. Simultaneously, nationwide protests erupted against Musk's leadership of Doge. Demonstrators denounced the sweeping government cuts and targeted Tesla as the economic symbol of Musk's political ideology. Thus, the Tesla takedown movement was born. Its members called for mass divestment from the brand, organized protests across major cities, and circulated boycott campaigns that quickly gained traction, especially on social media. Internationally, Tesla became collateral damage in the fallout from Trump's trade wars. The administration's implementation of sweeping tariffs on imported vehicles and components sparked diplomatic outrage, particularly from Canada and the European Union. These regions, vital to Tesla's global market share, began to view the company as an extension of Trump's increasingly antagonistic policies. Canadian politicians singled Tesla out as a symbol of the trade conflict, retaliating with a 25% tariff on US-made electric vehicles. There were even discussions of hiking this figure to 100% to send a message. European officials likewise floated countermeasures, warning that the tariffs would disrupt the international automotive supply chain and harm companies like Tesla. Predictably, the consumer response in these regions was swift and punishing. In France, Tesla's vehicle registrations dropped 63% in a single month compared to the previous year. Sweden and Norway weren't far behind, posting declines of 44% and 38% respectively. Domestically and internationally, the company found itself caught in a perfect storm of politics, policy, and public perception. Market analysts began to downgrade Tesla's valuation, warning that its tarnished image and declining sales figures put its leadership in the electric vehicle sector at risk. Even more troubling was the symbolic shift. Tesla was no longer viewed as an aspirational brand leading the clean energy revolution, but as a volatile entity tangled in partisan strife. The consequences of that transformation soon extended beyond Wall Street and consumer surveys into something darker and more alarming: acts of politically motivated violence. Recent months have seen a disturbing rise in attacks on Tesla properties. One of the most egregious incidents occurred in Las Vegas, where an individual launched a firebombing attack on a Tesla service center, fired shots at parked vehicles, and left behind graffiti that read, "Resist." In Oregon, unidentified assailants torched Tesla vehicles and destroyed dealership property, while in Colorado and South Carolina, vandals sabotaged Tesla charging stations, cutting cables and rendering them unusable. these acts were not confined to the United States. Canadian Tesla owners reported similar incidents, such as keyed cars, punctured tires, and smashed windshields, suggesting that the backlash had metastasized into an organized international campaign of resistance. The immediate result was a nosedive in investor confidence. Tesla's stock, which had been climbing after Trump's re-election, lost nearly 30% of its value in a matter of weeks. The company's market cap was decimated, and to make matters worse, Tesla's sales for the first quarter of 2025 fell well below expectations. Even more concerning were reports that several top executives had quietly sold off massive shares, over $100 million in total, without any indication of reinvestment. This sell-off sparked further panic among retail investors, many of whom rushed to offload their positions, accelerating the market downturn. In an attempt to halt the freefall, Elon Musk made a series of public appearances and issued statements condemning the attacks as evil and un-American. He reaffirmed Tesla's commitment to innovation and environmental stewardship and implored shareholders to trust the long-term vision. However, critics pointed out that Musk himself had not increased his stake in the company, calling into question the sincerity of his statements. For many, this appeared to be little more than a damage control strategy. At the same time, the political fallout continued to deepen. President Trump denounced the attacks on Tesla as domestic terrorism, promising federal action against those responsible. In a bizarre twist, he showcased a Tesla vehicle on the White House lawn and tried to rally Republican support behind the embattled automaker. Conservative media figures followed suit, calling on their audiences to buy Teslas as a form of resistance against perceived liberal extremism. Yet Tesla's branding has long been inseparable from progressive values, making it difficult to successfully pivot toward a conservative consumer base. Right-leaning audiences remain skeptical of electric vehicles, viewing them as products of a green movement they generally oppose. Meanwhile, many progressives, once Tesla's strongest advocates, now feel alienated, citing Musk's increasingly vocal alignment with Trump and conservative platforms. This presents the perfect opportunity for Toyota. Toyota's BZ3X can shake up the global EV landscape, especially if it successfully navigates the hurdles of launching in Western markets. To capitalize on this opportunity, Toyota must overcome regulatory challenges like stringent US and European crash and emissions standards, as well as logistical obstacles such as high import tariffs and the complexities of local production. While modifications to meet safety and environmental standards could increase production costs and delay rollouts, establishing manufacturing hubs in these regions might offer a long-term solution. In parallel, Toyota must ensure that the vehicle meets evolving consumer expectations around tech features and driving range, as Western buyers increasingly demand smart, connected, and high-range EVs, areas where Tesla has historically led. The key to success lies in Toyota's ability to strike a balance between affordability and innovation, while adapting its model to diverse regulatory and consumer landscapes. Meanwhile, the ripple effects of Toyota's low-cost EV offering are already threatening the stability of the used car market, especially for older, gasoline-powered vehicles. Dealerships, rental fleets, and private sellers may face steep losses as budget-conscious consumers pivot toward new, efficient EVs rather than older internal combustion options. This shift could accelerate the depreciation of gas-powered vehicles and pressure automakers to hasten their transition to all-electric lineups. As Tesla's grip weakens under growing financial strain, missed delivery targets, and intense scrutiny over pricing and quality, Toyota is uniquely positioned to fill the void. By scaling up its affordable EV production, investing in localized manufacturing, and expanding aggressively into the US and Europe, Toyota can exploit Tesla's vulnerabilities to claim a dominant share of the entry-level EV market. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.